Hey, people. Welcome to another episode of Radical Truth. I'm so sorry about the background. I am driving and I'm sorry about the indicator. However, when it's time to say what you've got to say and do what you've got to do, you've got to be able to weather the storm. And those who are about strengthening their strengths, watering their strengths, and starving their weaknesses know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, a lot of the times we very much are okay with boosting our egos. We entertain things that boost our egos and misinterpret those things as blessings, right? And now more than ever, I get that. I get it. I see it. I see how I do it. I see how my clients do it. I see how strangers do it. I see how society promotes us to do it. It's done. We're in action. We're active with it. Yeah? And that's what we're going to talk about today. Because we live in radical truth. I'm not here to talk about, oh, men are great, women are great, and live up to some kind of fake notion that we can all come together and it's going to be la-di-da-di-da. Listen to me. Throughout these sessions and episodes, I will briefly give you insight to my story, and you can put the pieces together yourself to make sense as to why I say certain things. I'm not into fakeness. The things that have got me as far as I have got in life is keeping it real. And one thing is that's not going to happen is people coming and selling me fake relationships, fake friendships, fake family ships, fake opportunities. That is not going to happen. You are going to stay in your lane the same way I am. You guys need to stay in your lane the same way they do. You have to, in order to survive the wrath of this life, let's keep it real. In order to survive and avoid the wrath of this life, it's about being exclusive. And I want everyone to know, and this is the mindset that you should take on as well. I want everyone to know, whoever had the opportunity to be around me, that I actually allowed you into my exclusive club. And you thought that that was a space where you could play freaking house. You could play devil. You could play like it was a playground. Like, I now know what you came around me for. And it wasn't about unity, and it wasn't about love and light, and it wasn't about none of that stuff. It wasn't about women's empowerment or anything like that. You came around to suck my ideas and my energy in order to be able to create a false self-image for yourself, because you're not that girl and you're not that guy in real life. Because now you're not around people who are like me, and now they are not around people who are like you. Just take a look at what's going on for them. You don't even need to take a look. You don't even need to have to search them. You can actually just tap into their energy, because you are a chosen one. You are a goddess. And Radical Truth is about helping you to unwrap that gift so that it can now benefit you as an individual. You're no longer helping people. You're no longer the people who you're supposed to be rolling with are doing their thing. Yeah, and anyone else who ain't doing their thing, who isn't a powerhouse for themselves, they need to stay over there by themselves. We're supposed to just be linking up for a catch up and some fun. Right? And anyone else who comes around who wants to access your energy or overly seek your advice and opinions and things like that, they're fans and potential clients. They're not your friends. You have to understand that your tribe is exactly like you. So the same way you don't go to people and get energy is the same way your friends won't do that. Again, we're keeping it truth. We're keeping it radical. We're keeping it real, right? Now, a friend called me and she was letting me know that she had a random message in her Facebook account from a page that was clearly a fake page. It had like 2 people, and the person revealed themselves in the message, and the name was contradictory to the name in the profile, and the person who contacted her was her ex. Now recently she's been doing really good for herself, and this is, one of our catch-up calls. So because we protect each other, we support each other. Yeah, we don't suck energy off each other and get pissed when we can't do that. So she had this long message about how great she's doing, and he has been trying to get through to her, and she should call him. Now, she was quite disturbed, and I said, fuck the message. I just want to let you know that I respect the fact that you are disturbed, because usually when people double back into our lives, we use that as a tool to stroke our egos, to get a boost and start rabbiting on about how he's not doing very well and blah 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 blah, and then we call to see if that's actually true. Then a madness happens, and then the cycle begins again. And she was like, you know what, S, thank you for that. Thank you so much, because seriously, I am concerned at this point. So we also reflected on the fact of how much of a fanboy he must have been in the first place. Who sets up fake accounts to watch people? So how long has he had this fake account? And who else is he watching on this fake account? Like, it wasn't even an account that was related, that associated with him. Even a doppelganger that he, associates with, like a slang name or something like that. It was a completely different name. So you're willing to create a whole new identity to deceive people to do what? What is it that these people are doubling back for? And we're going to get into that. And you guys need to be really, 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 really strict with yourselves in terms of this doubling back being an ego boost. You need to starve it. It's a weakness. Starve it. It's a weakness. When people double back It's not necessarily because you was the greatest thing ever and they now have learned their lesson, or you're now highly sought after. Now, I'm not saying that God hasn't put them in sufferation and they've had to reflect on the fact that their life was much better when you was in it. However, just kick back and think about, was your life much better when they was in it? That's key. Their life might have been better when they was in it. Your life, but was your life better when you were in their life? There's a blatant imbalance there that needs to be recognized. These conversations in these episodes go deeper than what you would like to think. I've done the whole women's empowerment, I've done the whole it's all love and light. Now, I can do it. I can do women's empowerment personally. I don't have a jealous spirit and an envious spirit and a succubus spirit. But a lot of people out there do have that spirit. And you guys can't keep thinking that you expressing your humanitarian side doesn't make you vulnerable, because it does. There's different types of human beings out there. And this is the key point that I would like you to take away today. Some people work for God, and you are an angel on this earth. You have come here to both shine your own light and serve. But not everybody has come with that assignment. Some people work for the devil. Some people work for the devil. Have you watched those films where, not like Terminator, where you've got the angel person who has come to protect somebody or just protect humanity and spread love and light? It's always in the movies. And all of a sudden, the devil sends one of his followers and his people, and then there's a big war break out where the whole world nearly ends. Thank God, God's power is more than the devil, so they never win. But look at the struggle that those angels and the people that angels are supposed to be protecting go through in order to do what they came to earth for. That's depicting out real life. Just because we're not flying off buildings and we don't have wings doesn't mean that that's not what's happening. People double back to attack you again. They hate your resilience. They hate the fact that you achieve. They hate the fact that you're still going. They need access into your exclusivity club in order to execute a humiliation ritual onto you. They want to humiliate you. They are not doubling back because they love you or because they've reflected on the friendship. No. They are messaging you because they've got an itch that needs scratching, that is not a part of your assignment. They've got an itch that needs scratching. Their Lord has sent them out to humiliate you, which will be an attack on you. And all it's going to do is just slow you down, if not kill you, or unalive you, shall I say. That's all it's going to do. And because that double back has worked before and you missed it, you missed the fact that that person deep down hates your guts. But because they are covered with the spirit of deceit, they've been initiated with the cloak of the devil, who knows how to charm, seduce, seduct, and the devil has taught. I'm not even a devil person in the sense that there's a person. It's a spirit. It's a spirit of deceit. It's a spirit of seduction. It's an energy of seduction. It's an energy of deceit, which gives them the cloak of deception. And in order for that energy to survive, it needs to execute its plans. The same way for you, when you're working on your things, just think about when you're supporting someone in a positive way, how much energy that gives to you. And when you achieve something, how elated you feel. But just imagine that same feeling being applied to these people who are assigned by the evil who want to double back. Their whole mission is to keep going at spreading their toxicity and infecting people with their spirits and energies of deceit. Now, if you're the God's child and you're a goddess and you're a high priestess, you've got to initiate yourself to be woke about this stuff. Don't get me wrong, you're protected, but you still have a responsibility to see so you can navigate. That gentleman who messaged my friend wants to humiliate her. He even said in the message, "I'm glad you are alive and kicking." So if you're glad I'm alive and kicking, what is the opposite of that? If we look at it from a perspective of reaction formation, which is where it's a psychological term for where you say that somebody says something but actually they mean the complete opposite, because it's inappropriate to say exactly what they thought. So really, you wish that my friend was unalive and not moving, not kicking. call him for what? What's the flex? You're not a flex. It's not useful. It's not willing to be useful. What is it that you want? The only thing that you could want is to perform an humiliation ritual. That chick that you used to talk to, she's coming back because she hasn't pleased her lord. She hasn't initiated herself in the energies that she needs to in order for her to survive. The same way you initiate yourself and divulge in and swim in the fountain of love and light. These people, they want to swim in the fountain of darkness and deceit. You gotta be clear about this. It's not a flex for people to be directly in your inner circle who are jealous of you. And don't think that because men are men that they are not jealous of women. They are very jealous, and they would do exactly the same sneaky things that women do, if not worse sometimes. Setting up fake pages. You know, I'm very, very weary of even females who have fake pages. You know how many people have been around and are like, oh, look from this page. I'm like, whoa, you've got another page. So when I've cut them off and I don't speak to them anymore, and I don't see them liking or viewing in my story or whatever, because you can still have a look, you know, there's nothing wrong. I know that they're looking from another page. But because we can't see how certain behaviors, and they're very good at wearing the cloak of deception, we don't get to see that they are an agent of dark energy. They are an agent of what the Christians would call the devil, and the Muslims would call the shaitan. Astaghfirullah. When you actually sit back and pray these people, they are not a flex at all. The level of insecurity that drives them is diabolical. No matter how much they dress up or don't dress up, because a lot of them, ugh. No matter how much they try and pretty themselves and put themselves in spaces where they look like a flex, they are not a flex. And you've experienced it way too much to keep falling for it. You've experienced it way too much for people to just message you and call you out of the blue and say, oh, you know, I just wanted to know what was going on and da 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 da. Hey, do one. Do one. Get out of here. Get out of here. This situation that's happening right now, this is what you need to let them know. This situation that's happening, I am the authority in this situation. You need to bounce. Like Nicki Minaj says to Ray J the other day, all of a sudden it's a court. You know, before I was chatting to, you know, people and I was just talking, but now you're here, it's a court, and you need to recognize authority, because these spirits don't recognize authority. They're just out here doing what they like a virus. Hey, I'm the authority. This is a court, and I am the judge. And you can call it negative and da 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 da. No, I am fully aware of recognizing positivity, and I'm fully brave enough to recognize negativity, and I'm not scared or, you know, I don't care. I can face conflict. People are just around to nosy around in your life. How many people do you know who have been lured into situations where they've been humiliated or even set up to be unalived? And that could look like real life. You're gone off the face of the earth. Or it could be the death of your success. You're now in permanent depression. That's what they want. Stop falling for these things. Stop putting yourself in childish situations where you're not friends and now you're going to make back friends again. Not to stay over there. Stop getting a boost of validation. I don't even celebrate my achievements like that anymore because I don't want validation like that. And not only from certain people anyway. People who I know who are genuine. Someone who's genuine, you know, is successful in their own right. They could even be a successful parent. I've got friends who just wanted to be parents and a wife, and they're happy with that, and they can come around other women and men who are doing great stuff for themselves, and there's not 1 ounce of jealousy. That's their missing. That's what they wanted, a family. They just wanted to create a nuclear family, and that was it. Great stuff, and they're genuine about that. Some people are just in their field, you know, and have their matrix job, and they're cool with that. You can be self-employed and earn loads and loads of money and drive a nice car, and they're just cool. So people work in Sainsbury's, the shopping mall, and they're happy with that. Genuine people who are there when you need them, and then they just can get on with their lives and do what they're doing. They can have a catch up, and it's all positive. Doubling back can have drastic consequences. Don't rely on karma. Me, I am karma. Don't rely on it. Be smart. Be good to yourself. Be fussy about you. Can't expect people to be fussy about you when you're not fussy about yourself. They want to come into your life so they can get their clout, their street cred, look like that they must be doing something because they're around you. And then when they get exposed, they have no awareness of the fact that their cloak of deception will come off at some point, because their maker doesn't tell them that. Their maker's even deceiving them into thinking that they can go for God's children. But that's how their world works, and that's what's true to them. So that's it. You know, this was an emergency radical truth episode where we needed to go over where we need to take responsibility for the things that happen in our lives. which was inspired by a situation that happened in real time. People who double back are dangerous.